Hey y'all, welcome to the Accountability Call. We are here as usual on Monday to do things that we have to do and things we don't want to do and things that we want to do. So, how are you ladies today?
Feeling good. Happy Monday.
Good, I'm good, I'm good. I'm feeling good, motivated.
Well, listen, I'm not, okay, because
Your energy is like, we here, y'all. Hey.
ugh, like I'm
Oh,
tired. But number one, I'm tired. Number two, I was aggravated with myself because my goal was to wake up this morning and I overslept and now I haven't gotten anything done. I thankfully by anything done, I mean for my business, right? Because I've been parenting,
mhm.
my eyes cracked open. And I even got my daughters out to what I thought was going to be an event, but it ended up turning out to be kind of like a little homeschool moment. Thankfully, they have gone to bed. They never take naps. They are napping right now, so I can do the accountability call. I can try to get some stuff done. I'm excited. I'm probably gonna let them just sleep until like 5:30, 6 o'clock. But my energy is just low because this is what I learned last week. Actually, I learned that was last week or the week before. It was the week before, but I was talking to Z about it when I was at her house last week. This quote from one of the guys in my digital marketing class said, "Your business habits will never exceed the performance of your personal habits," meaning you are not going to be able to do the things that you want to do in your business if you can't get your personal life, the habits that you have in your personal life, gathered. And so that was actually what I went to sleep to last night. Like, okay, like we are getting up. And then when I woke up, my children woke me up at 8 o'clock. I was like, shit, did not wake up. So yeah, so I'm just kind of low energy. Like, I'm like, okay, lesson learned. Number one, sometimes I'm like so tired that I can't go to sleep because I have stuff to do. So like yesterday, we went out, had fun, had a blast. By the time I got home, I was exhausted because we had spent all day building bunk beds. Then we were out at a friend's house with the kids and just fellowshipping. So by the time I got the girls showered and in the bed, it was probably like 10:30. So Wanda was already sleeping on the couch. I was just like, go to bed because he was falling asleep driving us home. So then that left the kitchen and the living room to me. And my brain was like, you cannot do anything right now. Just sit here. So by the time I actually got up and started doing that, it was already 11:30. So by the time I went to bed, it was like 1 o'clock, which is why I could not crack my eyes open at 6 because that ain't the way my brain set up. So yeah, so lesson learned is like just leave it a mess and just go to bed. Like because I can't. Like I just cannot. I just cannot. I do not have the energy for these things. And the only reason I be like pressed is because we do not live alone. We live with my parents. And there's like a certain standard that we have kind of said, like this so and so's day, this so and so's day. Honey, I'm just gonna be like, y'all, I ain't do it. I'll see y'all in the morning. Like just I'm going to bed.
Yeah. Because then at least you would have been able to get up this morning and
Right.
start afresh. But then it's like, and now you feeling guilty about not getting up this morning.
Exactly. Like,
Mm.
yeah, I really feel like, you know, the other thing that he said was like if you're not sacrificing for your dreams will come to sacrifice, right?
And
And
there's
so
we're
I
not even
feel
5 minutes in. Wow.
crazy. Honey, this is the very beginning of his training. He's like drag, like so I'm like, okay, all right, these are the things like go to bed. Like we are going to bed because we have to get up because there's no other time in our day that I can work. Like there is no other time in my day that I can work, especially with children free home. So it's like today is like thankfully I have this time, but other than Wednesday, Thursday, but yeah, so that's how I'm feeling today, which is why I'm not excited. I'm not excited, but I'm gonna get myself done. Okay, I'm gonna get myself done.
Well, we're
Anything
glad you're here.
you learned last week?
I'm still stuck on the personal habits
What is it?
correlation to my business growth because I'm like, oof, oof, oof. Okay, hmm. I'm learning I was reminded, especially because I was surrounded by like 600 to 800 Haitian women over this weekend at the Haitian Ladies Network conference in DC. I'm consistently learning that women truly are life. Women truly are life. Women truly are, potomitan, as we say in Haiti in Creole, like potomitan is like the middle post. The middle post, that center of support, that center of foundation, and that it's okay. It's okay to put my sword down. It's okay to put my sword down and to put into my own pot, like how I see many other women are putting into my pot. Until I'm ready to pick the sword back up, and not to mistake my strength in being a fighter. I could be strong in so many other ways without picking up a sword. I've learned that. I learned that that reminder again this weekend. A reminder that I feel like I've been learning over and over again in different ways, usually by women, usually most likely by Black women, because I feel like God shows up to me as a Black woman because that's the only person I'm listening to. I keep learning this lesson over and over again, and there's a part of me that feels embarrassed because this lesson keeps showing up for me over and over again. But there's also another part of me that's slightly kind of relieved that it is just that lesson, that are the same few lessons that I'm learning over and over again. And I'm feeling hopeful that I continue to evolve and learn this quickly and swiftly and slowly, if I can also say that too, even though that's a contradiction. So yeah, that's what I learned, and it's hard, especially when you come back after such a powerful weekend, and then you got 11 things to do, and you're trying to move slow and fast and progress and have movement, and it's interesting. We're learning, but yeah, we don't. Picking up a sword and using the sword is not the only way to show strength as a woman.
That's good. I think it was reiterated to me the value of rest, and most importantly, not feeling guilty about it. The prior to Sunday, the 7 days prior to that was non-stop. Really every day doing multiple things every day. And Saturday during the day, I decided not to go to a regular meeting that I normally go to, and I was told don't feel guilty about it, and I didn't. And even that they ended up kind of recognizing me for the award, and I was like, oh, sorry I missed it. But like, I needed a break, and I got a chance to spend some time with my mom. And we were just like out doing like shopping and girl stuff, and like that was fun and replenishing, and then got to see my friends that night, but like not in a like anxious run to get to the next place, do the next thing. And even though that was relaxing in a sense, Sunday I said I'm not leaving the house. Not leaving the house. And I, unfortunately, the opposite of Inez, I can't sleep late. So to me, sleeping late is 8 a.m. Like after 8 a.m., I'm like, all right, enough of this bed. Like I can't here anymore. And I've probably been laying in the bed for 2 hours, just didn't get up at that point anyway. So the downside to that is then I crash midday. So I was able to, get up out of the bed, up and moving at 8. But by 1 o'clock, it was a wrap. And I took the best nap. Oh, it was so glorious. Slept for a solid 2 hours, and I woke up, and I now know when I'm refreshed. So then I was like, okay, I want to cook, which normally I don't never
definitely refreshed.
Listen, that's what I'm saying. I don't never want to cook. And so I cooked, and I again had to say no to like a celebration that was, important, but like I was like, I'm not leaving the house. I'm not leaving the house. I'm relaxing. I watched 2 movies and I stayed up for them. If you know,
oh my God.
Exactly. You see what I'm saying? You see what I'm saying? That's the level of refreshed that got me. 2 movies back to back.
And awake?
Awake whole time. No dozing.
Because this one here will go to sleep immediately.
You got a good 20 minutes. That's about all I'm gonna give you. 20 minutes. I don't care if I'm mid conversation. I'm still going to sleep. Don't let the talk fool you. So I felt so good about that. And I'm leaning more into two things. One is whatever happened needed to happen.
Mm.
So if I slept all day and didn't get any tasks done, then that's what needed to happen. I needed to sleep all day. And so I'm not feeling guilty about that. I'm not beating myself up about that. And then what comes on the other side is truly believing that I'm going to get what is due to me when it is due. And I actually can't do nothing to speed it up. And doing things like sacrificing my sleep ain't gonna speed it up. Or pushing myself beyond, it's not going to speed it up. So I'm just more accepting of what needs to happening. And because I mean, there's just so much value in things that we're doing that doesn't look like checking off our task list or our to-do list that we don't give enough credit to. There are conversations, relationships, there's personal growth. All of those things are usually things that we don't have on our to-do list that are actually moving us forward and closer to our dreams. It's not just in the doing, but it truly is in the being, being the person who can receive or is ready to receive whatever blessings and opportunities that are to come. And trusting that God got me in the meantime. Like God knew that I wasn't gonna do nothing yesterday. It might have been a surprise to me, but God knew. Big sis was like, girl, sit down somewhere. You're not doing nothing today because your body tired. So I don't know. Today I feel at ease. Are there things I need to do? Yes. I'm not gonna try to squeeze them in. Yes. I also know that I'm willing to sacrifice when it's time to get it done. So like if that means one night I have to stay up or get up, well, I don't stay up late because that ain't my ministry. But if that means I have to get up at 3:30 in the morning to get something done, then I'll do that because I know that I'm capable of doing that. There's energy there. I know how to do that. But if I try to force myself to stay up late, like that's just not where my energy is. So it's not going to work. But yeah, today I feel at ease. I don't feel stressed. And that I feel like I've had to learn that because that is not a normal posture for type A overachieving anxiety riddled Zanitra.
I can feel that. All right, so I will tell y'all, last week was the first time in a long time where I didn't write down nothing, not near day. Like from October 7th to this day, I have wrote down near to do. I don't know what I did last week at all, other than hang out with Z and them. Like that's all.
I like it.
And I hang out with my friends yesterday. So as I reflect on what my goals were last week, I definitely accomplished more friends and more fun. That was one of my goals.
Come on, let's go. You did it. And you didn't have to write it down and still got it.
I did that. I did maintain my healthy habits. I've been drinking my tea, drinking my waters, but not my sleep habits. Not my sleep habits, of course not. I was supposed to create some content. I really didn't last week because again, if I'm not, I did post something. Yeah, I did. I posted reels last week. Yeah, I did.
You did it from my couch.
Yes.
You was posting all day.
Well, no, I was creating, but I feel like I posted like 2 days. So that by the time I got home, like the day I was with you and the next day, I posted. Okay. So yes, and it wasn't. I don't feel like it was with more ease necessarily, but actually, no. Technically, I do feel like it was more ease because I had already done it ahead of time. Like I batched it. So yes, I will consider that a yes as well. I did not reconnect with my Moms Off Duty folks, but I'll do that this week. So yeah, I accomplished 3 of the 4 things. So yes.
Leslie, do you feel like you just like recovering, like you need to recover from the fact that you allowed yourself to like actually have a getaway, and now you got to come back into
girl,
like your beast mode again? Is that what it is?
I feel like this is the thing. I'm in a space now where I'm like, I want to get better at keeping the promises to myself, especially the ones that I know better my life and my existence.
Talk
Right.
about it.
Especially in this time in my life. So what I am, I guess, a bit kind of grappling with is like building up to that, right? Just getting more consistent at keeping the promises to myself, especially in the things that are hard to do. The things that are easy to do, baby, I can do them. Like, it's not hard for me to keep those promises. But the promises that are harder to keep are the ones that aren't natural to me, are stretched outside of the comfort zone. You know, just it's especially when I am, what's it called? When I have low mental capacity. That's the hardest time to keep the promises to yourself. Right.
Yes.
Right. And so like that in those moments, it's like, okay, like even when you're very tired and you know you got stuff to do, you made a promise to yourself to go to sleep, you know you're not a go to sleep type of person, and your brain turns on at night and you want to do, you got to go to bed. That's the promise you kept. You got to go to bed. Right. Like, so even when it comes to like, you know, even if you don't have mental capacity and you just want to eat something, you don't feel like finding the right thing to eat, so you just want to eat something you're not supposed to eat, you promise yourself you are going to focus on maintaining your healthy habits because you know you're trying to rebuild. So even in this moment, you got to keep the promise to yourself. So that is kind of where my brain is. Like, it's easy to keep the promises when everything is high and great. Right. When you're high energy, you got the mental capacity, you're rested, and just, you know, just all these things. But in the moments when you're not, like, it's still important. Nobody's trying to be perfect, but it's still important to be able to recognize these are the moments that I have to figure out how do I keep the promises to myself in those moments. Right. Because last week was like travel and this, that, and the third, and bunk beds and the event and all the things. Right. Like, there are still things that need to be done, and there's still promises that I want to be able to keep to myself in those moments. So that's kind of where I'm getting to.
I'm completely with you, love. Like, I feel the same way. Even though I say I'm feeling motivated, I felt motivated because we got on this call. Because I truly, like, feel like I'm like my voice is still coming back. I actually kind of like how it sounds. Actually, but I feel the same way. I feel physically tired. And I definitely got the Monday scaries because I just feel like I have so much to do and I don't know what to start with first because everything feels like a priority. And we're just trying to move the needle. So yeah, like just know that I'm in solidarity with you on that. And we just today, and during this call, we just gonna choose what we feel like can help us move the needle, get our energy back, do some energy management, and can keep pushing forward. Because what we're not gonna do is stop. That's not us. But we need to have joy in what we take in action on for sure.
Well, I'm glad to even be here because, baby, when I tell you I wanted to cancel on today,
No, I needed this.
I did. Okay. I was like, no, bitch. I said no. Okay, we're gonna get on this accountability call today. Okay.
Remember we watched that video?
Keeping the promises to yourself.
That's right.
Okay.
Remember that video we watched that talked about, you know, how do you work towards your dream when your mental capacity is at 1%, and what does that look like?
Oh yeah, you got to decide what is gonna be the thing.
You got to decide when you're at 1%, what does healthy habits look like? It might be I need to keep some nuts in the house because that's all I'm gonna be able to do. I'm not gonna be able to cook nuts. I'm gonna grab a handful of nuts, and that's my healthy habit. Right? Going to bed, what does that look like? I can't do anything around the house. Like,
well, then go to bed.
I'm gonna have to abandon my agreement with the family and like be okay with that, right? So figuring out when you're at 1%, what does advancing towards your dream? You're gonna say a couple affirmations, you're gonna listen to meditation, and you're gonna go to bed because you at 1%, you can't do nothing else anyway.
Yes, I'm gonna put a star on that. That's what we learned last week for sure. Yeah. What does keeping promises at low capacity look like?
I think it had 1% advancing towards 50%, and then full throttle. So your full throttle list. The problem is when you're at 1%, you be expecting yourself to full throttle, and then you be anything.
Right. When I also don't have anything there, to your point, there's nothing defined for the low. right? So if I'm like, okay, like I know for a fact, if I'm, mental capacity is low, these kids don't wear me out, and I have to eat something, I'm definitely not cooking. Anything that requires more prep than 5 seconds, 5 to 10, is not gonna happen. So it need to be something here that I can just be like, apple, like just like that's it. That's all I got. Okay, like
done.
that's it. That's all. So yes, like, and also it got me thinking because I'm like, yo, like sometimes I'm like, I will go to the sweets when I'm in that place. So it's like, okay, I gotta figure out what's my healthy sweet thing because I'm gonna want something sweet.
Yep.
We can do a peanut butter and agave and cinnamon banana, which is fabulous and still sweet at the same time. Good job.
I also feel like those are easy for you. The hard part is going to be how do you batch content when you at 1%?
Girl, and it's going to be I ain't.
Or it's going to be I'm going to think about one script. I'm going to think about it. I'm not even going to I'm going to think. And that will advance me towards my goal.
Yes.
I'm going to think about what I saw recently and is there something I could do with that? And once I thought about it, that's it. I'm not going to do anything with it. I'm not going to make it. I'm not going to post it. I'm just going to think about it. Or maybe just write down one idea and that's it. Check,
Right. Yeah, that's true. Like in my mind, I'm like, I need to be showing up. I gotta be on my stories, gotta be on written. No, this is not what we're gonna do. We're just gonna write something down. That's it. That's all.
That's it. Okay. Write one thing down and that's good. Even when you go through your calling in list, like what is the minimum capacity for each one of those? Like it might be write something down. It might be look at something. I looked at the budget. I saw the numbers, but I couldn't do nothing. But I looked at it. So that counts because tomorrow,
right.
Because I'm gonna go to bed tonight and I'll be back at least towards 50, but even having that middle ground too. Because right now you have all or nothing. So you're gonna go all 1%, and then what's the middle? That video was really good.
I need to drop that in the chat too. Okay, so what y'all doing this week or last week? Did y'all accomplish your stuff for last week? I know Z was like, she accomplished all the things on Thursday, honey. Oh, Friday.
And none of those things were on my list. How about that?
They didn't show up till the week.
Those were new opportunities that came. I got opportunities came Monday, opportunities that came Tuesday, and I did those things. I did the hell out of them on Friday, and that was amazing. Yes. But I'm celebrating because I was calling in mind-blowing joy, connection, and gratitude. Baby, when I tell you I killed that last week. Okay.
Ooh, baby, you killed it.
I had a season pass to Waterworks theme park. I done cried every day last week. I know I cried tears every day. At least once a day, if not 2 and 3 times. Okay. So like that fucking feels good. You know what I'm saying? Like all of this stuff we trying to do, like whatever. I got to do something that's gonna fill my cup, that's gonna give me the energy so that I can go do these things. So that was awesome. That felt really good. None of the other things happened. But yeah, I'm celebrating that.
Yes. I love it.
See.
The joy was on 1,000 last week.
It really was.
The love was up there.
And it's continued. Like I feel it today. Shit.
Oof. Let me see. I think for me, go to bed routine. Well, I was at conferences and living my best life, so I definitely went to bed fast. But woke up slowly losing my voice throughout the days, because of how much fun I had. But I definitely danced. I kept my phone away from me. So self-care goals, I feel like was really good. I did go work out on a Peloton for the first time because my friend had an account. It was very, very interesting. Shout out to Tunde, the cyclist. Oh, she is great. We love her. Research work with my contract is going, y'all. Like I'm slightly behind on something that I need to just basically bang out and finish today. So we working on that. Finding a second tenant has been theghetto.com, .edu, .org, .aol is oh my gosh. I am praying for a miracle right now. So that I find another tenant before I keep traveling. Um, and then prep to officiate and MC 2 weddings. Um, I feel like I'm ready for the first one, which is basically this upcoming weekend,
Oh wow.
relatively. And I need to create the speech for the second one. I interviewed them, and I just decided to become like a nerd and use a research analysis tool to synthesize my interview with them. Now I need to actually write something to make people cry. Um,
Uh,
so yeah, I need to finish that today. And then I have on here rest, watch insight out to and share learnings. Can I do that today?
Yes, you
yeah.
can.
Oh,
Watch Inside Out too.
Oh my gosh, yes.
First of all, we did it for you last week. So
Listen, I have seen that movie so many times at this point, it's getting out of control. Like from the time he told me to watch it, like I watch it again with my children. Like, and then the commercials, the orange be on all the commercials. Like,
yes,
so yes, you gotta see it, girl. You gotta see.
I know I gotta see it. So like I feel like I've been touching everything. I'm just like waiting for the thing to like hit. Just like I want to just have the tenant and be done. Like finish the contract work and talk at Harvard and be done. Finish, officiate and be done. It's just like everything is like this close to happening. Yeah.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm. Okay. Do we know what we need to do this week? So
Okay, Jesus.
I will tell you, the very first thing I have wrote down on here is go to bed.
go to bed.
I put go to bed at 10 p.m. and go to sleep by 11 p.m.
I love it.
That way I give myself an hour to wind my brain down. And now that Zena told me about this thing, reminded me about the low, medium, and high. And it reminds me of when I had my life coach, my very first life coach, and I was a new mom, and she was just like, okay, number one, you gotta lower your expectations of yourself. Like,
Take your foot off your own
which
neck.
I definitely need to do now that I'm a full-time homeschooling mother. But also in setting goals, she would have me also understand like, okay, what do you already know is going to stop you from doing this, being able to accomplish it, and how are you going to handle that when it comes?
That's
right. And I just be like, oh, girl, I already know this going right. So like even doing that with myself as I go through my day to day, I think is going to be helpful because I already know like going to bed late gonna stop it. Lack of mental capacity for my children gonna stop it. My husband getting on my nerves might stop. Like these are the things. So I need to be like, okay, I'm gonna mitigate these things when they come and handle them when they come because they're coming. So yes, I think I'm gonna write that down as well.
I was gonna say, I think you should include writing that list as one of your goals.
That's what I'm writing down now.
Yeah. Okay.
Yep. Both of them too, like the capacity piece and just the managing. Well, I don't even know what they call. I don't even know what those things are called. Like, because you just know your kids gonna get on your nerves. Like
managing your setbacks or something like that.
Exactly. Yes, I'm putting that down.
Managing the roadblocks.
I put well managed setbacks. And capacity. That's what I'm calling
it. Love it.
Yes. Okay. What else we need to do? The other thing I want to do is I want to implement. This is one module in the course that I'm taking about like building trust with your audience, and I just want to focus on that and just implement things in there because I really like what the girl talks about, and I agree with it, and it's alignment with the way I would show up anyway with people, right? Which I'm learning is very important on social media. So I'm just gonna put on here more trust with my audience. Is that my husband? I mean, no, that's my father. Okay. I'm trying to think of what else. Oh, I gotta figure out this real estate stuff. That's the other thing. We're coming up on the end of our loan, and we know we're not gonna be finished. So I gotta figure out like what's the next steps for that. Are we gonna refi? Are we gonna do an extension? What do we want to do? So I'm gonna just say clarity on financing next steps. Next steps for financing. And the other thing I'm gonna put on here in number 5 is like I want to call in, like I find myself always in a kind of aggravated state with my children. I think it's a combination of one, just them being home all the time, right? And Lord knows I do not have the spirit of a preschool teacher. Okay, I have the patience of a preschool teacher. I think additionally to that is there is a part of me that is aggravated because, you know, with the mental, what they call the mental load of motherhood, there's always other things I'm trying to do. There's things I got to get done, and they just want me to be present. So they got questions they want to ask, they want to play, they want to, you know, just hang out with their mom. And I'm like, I gotta go make food, I gotta do this, I gotta do that, I gotta do. So I'm trying to do both at the same time. And so I'm like, what I'd like to do this week, what I'd like to call in is more peace in my parenting. Like less aggravation and just feeling more peaceful. Like today, I resolved it, even though I think I'm gonna have time since they were taking a nap. I resolved that I'm not getting nothing done today, right? And I was just like, okay, so I'm just hanging out with them. So we're just gonna go to Bartram Gardens, gonna fly the kite. You know, I don't need to post today. I'm not worried about getting home at a certain time. Like, and I was able to feel less aggravated, even in their normal state. Like they was like, we're tired, we don't want to go. I was like, let's hold hands, we can do this together, we're a team. Then I decided to turn on The Princess and the Frog. She has this song called Almost There. So I turned on that song and we were almost at the car. I'm like, we're almost there.
It's my jam.
Like, and it was so much better. Like, so, but the reason why I was able to do that is because all of the other things I needed to do were just off the plate. Like I wasn't trying to do nothing else but parent. So I want to call more of that in for myself this week, which I think is also going to require me to honor some of my commitment to going to bed, because these things, it's going to be one of two things. One, I'm either going to be like, all right, I'm getting up early, I'm getting my stuff done, because I'm honoring my word to get up, or I'm just not doing anything. Like these are the options. Like, I'm not going to wake up late and then worry about what I'm not doing.
Right.
So yes. So yes, I'm going to call in just more peace in my parenting. And that's it. That's all, child. That's it.
I got my list here. So number 1, I'm going to complete my capability statement. It's been on the brain for a while, and now I just need to get it done. I have 3 people that I need to follow up with based off of a meeting that I had last week. So that's going to get done this week. I need to prep for a speaking engagement that I have on Thursday. I'm putting fitness and nutrition on there. So definitely working out at least 3 days a week this week, and just being more intentional with what I eat. And then number 5, I put have a good ass time, because it's homecoming season and I shall be at home this weekend. So those are my tasks. I'm still calling in 2 speaking gigs, 2 corporate speaking gigs, 10 sold out seats, or 10 seats sold for November and December trainings each. Call in marketing ease and the mind-blowing joy, connection, and gratitude. Calling them in.
Yes.
I am. Oh, I am gonna continue with self care. Better go to bed routine, as in tea, dance, be outside, stretch, pray. Put my phone away. In regards to like my research contract, continue with my last quarter delivery, managing my research assistant, getting ready to go talk at Harvard, which feels like that takes up half the week in and of itself. And then the rest of that week, finding another tenant. I have post content, post something, use buffer. Follow up with all the conference contacts and all the informational interviews that I've been doing. And the same thing, prep to officiate MC 2 weddings, watch Inside Out 2, and share learning. So a lot of the things from last week are flowing into this week. So, but overall, we're calling in my next contract, ease and getting work done for this property. I'm still very delusional about securing a 100K contract before the year ends. It's
Yes.
happening. And bringing up hard stuff in therapy. That's what we are calling in.
I love it.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so a word for the week.
I know I'm
Are we
exceeding
sticking
the
to
rest
our
of the year.
same words for the
Yeah.
rest of the year?
Restoration, boo boo. I'm literally looking at this list. And mind you, this is the list that I know has to get done. And then there's that list of like nice to get done. That is also with this list when we do it. And my nice to get done list is already like 5-6 things to the 5 things that I already have here. So the restoration of like building and balancing, like this clearly is my period to put that into action.
Yep. And I'm exceeding the rest of the year. So, yep.
Exceeding for the rest of the year.
Mm-hmm.
Listen, I think I'm actually, because my word last week was friend, but I think I'm going to go back to my word for the year, which was principles. Because I think some of the things that I'm doing this week are new principles with regard to like, this is how I show up when I have this capacity. This is how I show up when I have that capacity. This is how I show up and handle my setbacks. This is how I show up in my parenting, regardless of what else I got to do. I'm putting down my multitask hat when it comes time to homeschool. You can't be multitasking, baby, because that requires a lot of mental capacity by itself, baby.
Come on now.
I can only do one thing, and that is homeschool. That's it. Like, period. So yes. Okay. I love it. I love it. I love it. Well, thank you, ladies, for showing up here.
Always.
I'm glad we decided to have this either way, even though it's later in the afternoon. I need to get this in. It's a good reset for the Monday, regardless of the time. We'll be back here next week. Y'all drop your goals in the comments. Y'all drop your words for the week in the comments. All the things. All right, y'all. Later.
Bye.
Bye.